Unfortunate result for us on Friday at Cornell, dropping 3-2. Some mental lapses on our part. Typically when you win the statistical game with out-shooting a team, out-corner team, shows you typically have the better of the play and more pressure. But it also was a pretty big lesson for us knowing that, mentally we can't ever turn off. The game's 90 minutes long, and you got to give Cornell credit because they took advantage of our mistakes.
How important was it for you guys to get off to a pretty good start in non-conference play, 4-2-1 so far, heading into the conference season?
It's always good just with the confidence. You want to prove that you can win. We show it in training. We clearly have the players for it, but until you actually get the results, you can start to build that belief. It's important to get those results in non-conference.
Megan and Jackie, you could both speak to this. How does it feel going back and playing in Ohio? Like you're playing 2 Ohio teams this weekend, and talk about going home. How does it feel for you to play back there?
I really like going home because I have a lot of family back in Ohio, so they come and support me. So it's awesome to get a chance to show them what my team has and what we're made of and stuff, and for them to only have to drive 10 minutes. It's awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love just going home and stuff, and both our families, all our friends are home and everything, so it's nice to just kind of show what we've done. We went to school, and this is what we've been working on, and it's nice.
How excited are you to start conference play? You're done with non-conference play, now you're getting into the heart of the MAC schedule. How excited are you?
I'm really excited. And the MAC's always just so tight, so you never know who's going to do well one game, and I'm really excited to just be at a level and be able to show people that we should be at the top of the MAC this year.
Megan, what advice do you have for some of the younger players about MAC play? Have you been talking to them, basically giving them some inside info about MAC play?
Yeah, a little bit. It's just more, I pretty much would say it's just like any other game. Just play your game and you'll be fine because they've played in college games. It's not like their first college game, so they're used to the speed of play and everything, so just play how they play and they'll do good.
Coach, talk about the play of Katie Roberts. She leads you guys in goals and shots. Talk about her play she scored against Cornell. Talk about her so far this season.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, the results might not have gone our way, but you could argue she's probably been one of our top players the last 2 games. Just really coming to her own, especially through possession. Just checking back to the ball, and we're able to start so many attacks playing through her. She's getting herself in dangerous positions. When she put pressure on Cornell, was very close to having 2. It was a phenomenal save by the Cornell keeper to keep her from only having just the 1 on Friday.
Speak a little bit about Laura Dougal coming off an injury, playing against Cornell in her first game back. Talk about how you thought she played on Friday.
It was good to be, she came up with some big saves early on, and kind of it's been her MO since she's been here. Our backline's been good and maybe a few mistakes early on, but she was right there to save us. Again, made a great save on the first goal. We just kind of mentally turned off there for the rebound. But you know what, there's also some lessons learned for her, and we'd rather have it early in non-conference. Hopefully we'll see some things corrected, but she'll be able to take that along with the next 4 years.
Megan, you guys have been on the road, where you're going to be on the road all of September. You haven't been home. Talk about some of the difficulties of playing on the road.
Well, it's not your own field, so you like how your field is. You have to adapt to their field, the size of it, and the surface, like if it's grass and stuff. But other than that, there's not much different just because we play how we play.
Jackie, how important is it to have 6 of your final 9 conference games at home? Speaking off her point.
I like playing at home a lot more just because you get those fans. Like, our parents show up to every game, but I think there's other student athletes around that come and support us that make a difference. And I know in past years we've had, like, a really good show at a game, and it's been the, like, factor of, oh, we had this, like, our school behind us, so we were able to get this goal. Or I think it's really good to have the last stretch at home to really give us some motivation.
Coach, you guys are 3rd in the MAC in shots, but 11th in goals. Talk about what you have to do to improve the type of shots you're getting, maybe getting into more dangerous areas. How are you going to improve that going into conference play?
A big thing for us is confidence, because we showed even in the Cornell game that we're getting to some dangerous areas. We've been touching on training today. Actually had a great session today with our attacking players. And it's just a matter of seeing that ball go in the net. We have the type of players that are capable of doing it, but with sports, we know so often a lot of times it's just building that confidence and getting us to that point.
Megan, you guys fought back real quick when you went down 2-1. Talk about the difference this year in the fight in the team than from last year when maybe when you guys got down it was a little bit more difficult to come back.
Yeah, we try and after a goal, like if they score, we try and get together and be like, all right, it's in the past now, forget about it. And so right from the kickoff when we have it, we go straight at them, like right away, and we just don't give up till the whistle blows. That's awesome.
Jackie, speak about your role offensively. I know you've been cheating up a little bit and getting a couple shots on goal. Talk about what your role is on the offensive end.
I think my biggest role on the offensive end is just being able to get on the end of set pieces because, I mean, I'm in the back for most of the game, and when we get the corner kicks or like a long throw or something, I'm willing to sacrifice whatever it is to get something on it, and I think that's just what I need to do every single time to be able to put my impact on the game offensively because I'm always in center back. So.
Coach, is it easier to prepare for MAC play because you know the teams, you're more familiar with the teams? Does that make anything change during the week of preparation?
There's definitely a familiarity there. I don't know if it makes it any easier, but we know where these teams stand. Obviously, we have a lot of like opponents in the non-conference schedule, so that's a good measuring stick. And really, it's just, being around this conference. There's some coaches this week. We're playing Kent State on Friday, and Rob's been there a long time, and he's been successful. So you know what you're going to get out of a Kent State team on Friday. Aaron at OU's only been there 2 years now, but obviously what he's doing, he's had a lot of success. It's going to be tough battles, but as far as preparation goes, maybe there's an edge because we know the teams a bit, but the MAC's so competitive, you got to show up, or the result's not going to go your way.
As you said, the MAC is so competitive, and it seems like right now the MAC East is so wide open. Conference play hasn't started yet, but through the non-conference schedule, it seems like everybody's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about what you guys need to do in order to take the next step and be a contender in the MAC East.
I'll tell you what, we have the players, that's for sure, and our system, our style of play, there's no reason we can't compete with every single team. And you touched on it earlier, it's going to come down to scoring goals for us. And for us, we need to pay attention to details, execute set pieces, and take our chances when they're there because, when you get to conference play, it gets a little bit fewer and far between at times. And the teams that are able to take advantage of the chances, that's who's going to come out on top.
Megan, you as a captain, you guys have lost 2 games in a row, but heading into conference play, it's basically a brand new slate. You just wipe it clean and you're going into conference play. How do you, as a captain, help prevent the team from getting down on themselves a little bit? You've had 2 tough games in a row, but how do you prevent that from happening?
Just like all week after the game was over, we said, listen, like it's a new season. Believe it or not, it's weird because like especially for the newcomers to understand that, but the clate's clean just like you just said, and it's more just staying positive and being like, okay, we can get the goal, we can keep a shutout, like just staying positive all week in training.
Coach, how do you feel the young players, Julie Benatti and Laura Dougal and some of the others, have adapted so far through 7 games and heading into conference play?
I think they've been great. A testament to Jules is had a tough go against Virginia Tech and came out and was man of the match against Cornell. Just her ability to have a short memory and know what her abilities are, and that she can come out and she has the capability to be the best player offensively in every single game that we play in. We want to keep encouraging that mentality, but it's a big testament to her that she has that mentality. And again, Laura's the type of player that enjoys the spotlight. She shows up for games. And it creates a confidence in your whole group. When you have that much confidence in your keeper, it definitely feels its way through the entire team, and it's a huge difference.
Jackie, defensively, what do you guys have to change from the Cornell game heading into conference play? What did you guys lack in the Cornell game, and what do you need to change?
I think we've been pretty strong all season. I think our main downfall in the Cornell game was just mentally checking off. It was just those 3 minutes total that we just weren't into what we were doing that cost us a goal. And I know from the Cornell game there were certain instances that there were mistakes that I made that I will not make again because I realized I just wasn't maybe not used to it or whatever, but I definitely think that we'll just keep kind of going strong in how we are. We just have to make sure that we're always aware, we're always on top of things, we're always just on our toes.
Good.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.